Deakin.
Thanks very much, Madam Speaker. The member for Griffith is right. Before the last election, the coalition did commit that we wouldn't make any unexpected detrimental changes to superannuation, and that commitment was so important because the context was that the Labor Party had so significantly eroded confidence in our national superannuation system that Australians were crying out for some form of positive statement from the Liberal Party to ensure that we would protect their future savings. Labor, for those 6 years, basically treated the superannuation savings of Australians as a piggy bank, just to be raided any time there was a hole in the budget that required filling. And don't we know that there were lots of holes in the Labor Party budgets of those 6 years of government that did need filling? And invariably, they always went to superannuation. And during Labor's time in office, Labor announced increased taxes on superannuation of almost $9 billion, including cutting super benefits for low-income earners by more than $3.3 billion. So it's extraordinarily important to place into context how important and how welcome the Coalition's commitment of not making any unexpected detrimental changes to superannuation was. And I can assure you the members of my electorate in Deakin were extraordinarily in favour of that commitment. And we are keeping our commitment not to make any unexpected detrimental changes. We said that we'd increase the superannuation guarantee from 9% to 12%, and we're doing that. But in recognition of the difficult fiscal environment that the government is faced with no thanks to Labor, we've decided to cushion the budget from the full impact of the increases and boost the superannuation guarantee in a more gradual way. So instead of increasing from 9% to 12% in 7 years, from 2013-14 to 2019-20, the guarantee rate will increase from 9% to 12% in 13 years, all the way to 2025-26. And let's be frank, this is not our preferred option, but it's the only option that's on the table. And if people have any concerns, then they should blame Labor. Because if Labor had continued to frustrate our clear mandate on repealing the mining tax, the changes the government has made in respect of the more gradual ramping up of superannuation may not have been necessary. May not have been necessary. So I'm not sure how anyone in the opposition, and in particular the member for Griffith, could credibly claim that we're making unexpected detrimental changes to superannuation. We are simply increasing it at a more gradual rate. And the member for Griffith derides our comments on this side of the House that delaying the increases in superannuation will result in more money being in workers' pockets. Well, every time she derides that statement, she derides the opposition leader as well. And I would remind her of the opposition leader's statements when he was the Minister for Financial Services and Superannuation Government. And I quote that he said, "Increases in compulsory super come out of people's wages." That is literally the opposition leader's quote. So I would say to the member for Griffith, if you don't believe us, look at the words of your own leader. Increases in superannuation invariably come out of the pockets of workers. Now, does that mean we shouldn't aspire to increasing superannuation? Of course not. But there's a time and a prudent way in which to do it, and quite frankly, the Labor Party has no credibility on the issue of superannuation. Hitting superannuation accounts over 6 years with $9 billion of additional taxes means that, in my view, they should sheepishly avoid this topic because they have absolutely no credibility. And in closing, I just want to say, in respect of this motion, the best thing that we can do for people's retirement savings is ensure they have a job. Without a job, you're not making contributions to your superannuation account. Without a job, you can't make voluntary contributions to your superannuation account, which all employees can do. And that's why we are so focused on building a stronger economy with greater jobs, higher wages and ultimately greater superannuation.